Good morning, dear Stitchers. It's Judy with JBW Designs, and this is my floss tube number 95. It is August 7th, and the year is flying by, isn't it? I'm just so amazed that we're already thinking about back to school in September. So this video is going to be a little different than my usual because I am trying to not only show you all of my new models for the Needlework Marketplace, but because this video also will be put on the Needlework Marketplace website. Now, what is Needlework Marketplace, in case you don't know? It is a wholesale show online, and it begins 2 weeks from tomorrow, and it runs from August 22nd through the 25th. So if you can picture, shops are going on to the marketplace and looking at all of our offerings, and then they're placing orders. Now they have a lot to do. There are over 100 exhibitors that are there. So as you can imagine, going through everybody's website, many of them probably don't even have time to listen to the video, but I do try to keep this one short. So as you know, I'm always so appreciative of all of you for taking the time to watch, for sending me emails and comments and letters. It just really, all of those just make my day. So I'm going to get started, as I said, and show you all the new things. I don't have the new books yet, so I'm just going to be able to show you the mock-ups because the new books or the new designs are all at the printer. So the first one I want to show you, and it's so appropriate because I have been talking about kindness on my floss tubes for the last couple months and trying to find quotes, etc. And one of you said, why don't you do a design? And I thought, I can do that. So this is called With Kindness, and it says do all things with kindness. It's made up of antique borders and beautiful soft colors. I could see this in blues, I could see it in reds. You could really change the color motifs on this one quite easily. So this was finished by Michelle Rogers, who is from My Finishing Touch. And if you follow her on Instagram, I would encourage you to do so. Her finishing is just gorgeous. So I want to show you this up close because she's done a ruched ribbon around the edges. She's put a tiny little button on each side, and then I had found the backing fabric in my stash. So I just love how this turned out. So let me tell you a little bit about the materials that are used. I worked it on a 36 count Zweigart linen, and the color is platinum. The finished size is about 7 by 4. I used a combination of DMC and weeks, and I always have DMC equivalents for the hand-dyed fibers. And that's all I have to tell you. So this would make just such a sweet little gift for a friend, for yourself. I could see it framed. So that's the first one. Oh, let me show you what the booklet's going to look like. So this is the mock-up for the booklet. So on the inside you can see it's got the color code, and the chart, because the design is larger, is on the inside of my small booklet. So that is what With Kindness is going to look like. The next one I want to show you was really fun to design. And it's another round, but it's a little different than my usual rounds. This is called Christmas Bobble. And no, I'm sorry, Christmas Tree Bauble. And Bobble is kind of a funny name, but when I thought of that, I pictured the little glass ornaments that we hang on our tree that are clear, that have something on the inside. So this was finished by, oh shoot, Karen, I'm sorry, who has done many finishing pieces for me. She just does beautiful work. And it's finished on a round disc, and I am now carrying these discs as unpainted projects that you could use with you the designs that I have done. So I'll show you those at the end of the video. So I have two sizes. I have a 4-inch size and I have a 5-inch size. Now this one was stitched on a 25 count Lugana over 1. The Lugana was an antique white. I used DMC for the red. Let's see if I can tell you which one it is quickly. Let's see. Nope, I don't have the inside of the booklet with me, so I just have the outside. It's probably 498 or 304, which are two that I really like. You could also, of course, stitch it on 36 or 32 over 2. And one of the things that I don't know if you can see if I hold this up close is that I used petite white beads in the background to look like the snow. And if you didn't want to do the beads, you could always just use a bright white floss or a pale blue, something so that the snowflakes showed up. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Your shops can order the discs directly from me. And I can now show you. This is what the booklet is going to look like. And it's going to be one of my small booklets, actually, because the chart is fairly small. So we're always trying to make sure that you can see, of course, the chart for your work. So that is Christmas Tree Bauble. All right, and the next one that I want to show you, I promise I'll do a regular video again soon, was really fun to do. So I designed a piece called Merry Christmas. And I decided I wanted it to be long and narrow. I decided it would look darling over 1 as a tiny little pillow that you could put in a dough bowl or on a tiered tray. And then I went on to Chantel 141, her website, because she has beautiful finishing pieces, and I ordered one of hers. Let me see if I can reach it here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, things are falling. This happens almost in every video. All right, and I can't wait to show you this because I love how it turned out. So first I'm going to show you the design that was worked over 1 on a 25 count. And let me check my notes here because I've forgotten, of course, what I did. I did it on a 25 count Lugana in cream. And this was finished actually by Color and Cotton. And I saw a posting one day on Instagram that they had somebody that did pillow finishing. Her name is Sue. So you can go on to Color and Cotton website and check their finishing and just fill out a form and send your project to her. And I thought she just did a beautiful job. So this is trimmed with a hand-dyed rickrack from Color and Cotton that's called Tree Lot. So you can see it's a very, very deep green, and it's perfect because there is a very deep green. There are only 3 colors in this piece. And then, what else can I tell you about it? Let's see, the colors. I had written it down. Let me see if I have it down. Here it is. So the 3 colors are Lily Pad and Romance from Weeks Dye Works and Nature Trail from Classic Color Works. So I can't wait now to show you the second model. So this is the tray, and I'm sure you've seen this because other designers have used this, from Chantel's 141. And I will put notes in my, things in my notes below which tell you the name of all these pieces, the name of the designs, etc., and then how they were finished. So let me show you. Let's see if I can raise the whole thing up. So it comes unpainted. So my husband spray painted it for me, and I did the finishing. I just mounted it on comic board. The rickrack that I used is called Algae from Lady Dot Creates, and it's just a perfect match for the green in the piece. And then I just glued this to the board and added, let's see if I can show you here, the little ribbon and a little bell charm that I had in my stash. And then I just found greens and small ornaments to put in the tray below. So the tray is called, or the piece is called, On the Ledge. And if I were to do it again, I didn't have all my decorations in here when I mounted it. I think I would raise this finished piece up just slightly so you could see more of the design. I guess I could put fewer little accoutrements in it, but I just thought that turned out so beautifully. So let me show you the chart for that. And this is what the Merry Christmas chart looks like. It too will be a larger chart because it's so long. So it will be, this will be what I call a fourfold. So in the inside of the booklet will be the complete chart. So that's the Merry Christmas design. And then the next one I have to show you, which I've been giving you hints about in the past, is the Ornament Collection booklet. Let's see if I can get this without knocking over more things here. So the Ornament Collection booklet is one of a series. And this is just showing you what the cover looks like. So it is a very extensive job to put this together. My graphic artist and I worked so hard to get all of the charts and the color codes and the sizes, etc., because there are 20 ornaments in this booklet. So this is Ornament Collection 6. The other 5 are still available. So if you have a shop owner that wants to order one of the other booklets, of course it's still available. So it's always fun to do it, but as I say, it's a tremendous amount of work. It's a 24-page booklet. The booklet, when you receive it, will be spiral bound, and it's actually about 7 by 9, I would say, in size. So that is the cover of it, and now I'm going to do a quick preview of all of 20 ornaments. And I've shown you some before, but some have been finished since I last saw you. So I'll do this quickly. This is just a little welcoming front door. I could see you putting a date or someone's name at the bottom of that. Incidentally, all of my models for my ornaments are worked over 1. And you do not have to, you and your customers do not have to do it over 1. I put in sizes for an over 2 on 28 and 32, and they're just a tiny bit larger, and they would work beautifully as an ornament. So this is a new design, which is just like, what do I say? Little holly leaves and the word joy. This is another one that you haven't seen yet. It's a tiny little petite stocking. This was actually taken from a book that was published about 14 years ago. Has a little basket of fruit in it. There's another in that series that has a little Christmas tree in it. French Country Angel is in this book. Let's see here, let me pile these to the side here. We have the little snowman. We have a Williamsburg bowl with berries. Let's see, here's another new one. It's a tiny little heart with houses in it. This is another new design. I think I call it the chalet, and it was finished by my friend Karen. She found a tiny little box to put the design on the top of. This is the peace dove, and I carry these wooden tags, I call them. They come in 2 sizes. They come in a small size for over 1 and a larger size for over 2. So you could tell your shop owner about that. Here's a little cardinal sitting on greenery. Here is sledding Santa. Let's see, this is another new design. It's a little mitten, finished by Karen on just a little board. This is another new design in the booklet. It's trees within trees. And many of these I finished also. Here is a little French Country Sleigh. This is a new one. It's a bell with a church, and that too is mounted on one of the tags. So you can see, you can see what the large tag looks like. This design actually has been worked over too, and you can see the smaller tags. So I'll put them up next to one another so you can see the sizes. But they work beautifully for any of the designs that are vertical. Let's see, I showed you that one. All right, here's another vertical design. This is Noel. There's lots to show, isn't there? Here's a little Christmas bouquet that's been made into a pin keep. This is a little sampler round with a house and deer and borders. And actually this over too would work beautifully on my wooden discs. I have trouble saying that. And this is another little village. So I think I showed all of them to you. I was kind of grabbing them quickly. But those are the 20 ornaments that are appearing in the new Ornament Collection 6 booklet. So thank you so much. Those books have been so popular, and I love seeing all of your finishes. So what is my next design? I have another Bobble design. This is called a reindeer. Just the reindeer Bobble. And it too was finished on one of my discs. It comes unfinished, just sprayed white, finished by Karen. You can see she puts a beautiful little pearl pin up here at the top and then does cording for the hanger. All of the discs come with a tiny hole so you can add a hanger to the top of it. So let me show you what that booklet looks like. Here is the Reindeer Bobble booklet. And let me tell you a little bit about what this was worked on. This one was worked on a 28 count linen over 1, and it was, the over 1 is about, let's see, it says 2 inches round, but I think there's a mistake in my notes here. No, it's about 3 inches round, almost 3, so I had written down the wrong thing there. And then on the over 2, on a 36, it would be about 4 1/4 inches round. So the Reindeer Bobble is also a small booklet, and as I said, this is what that one is going to look like. And now my last one is called Autumn Harvest. And this came about because I was inspired by one of my viewers who likes doing my long designs with alphabets in them. And my fall one, which was called the Great Pumpkin Alphabet, is out of print. The chart was almost like, I don't know, 20 inches long, and it was very expensive to print. So she kind of inspired me. I thought I could do another little fall one and add a little alphabet to it. So let me show you this. I love the way it turned out. So I want you to study, and it's probably very hard to see because they're kind of tucked in, but there is a tiny alphabet tucked below the pumpkins, and it kind of winds through here, and it's worked in a darker green color. This too is finished on a board that is made by Chantel's 141, and it's called Frilltastic. So let me spell again. Frilltastic. And I painted, actually my husband did it for me. We spray painted the back board, because there's actually a couple pieces, with this pale green, because I wanted to use this green polka dot fabric as a lining behind the design. And then this second piece, which you could put ribbon in if you wanted to, I chose to just leave it as is. I painted a cream color to match the fabric. And then I finished this myself, so it's not hard to do. I mounted the fabric, of course, on comic board. I mounted the stitch design on a comic board and used a batting so it has some depth to it. I added just a little bow and a charm in the upper corner, left corner there. And then the rickrack is just an ecru rickrack that I put and glued under that piece. I have done 2 models of this. So this is the over 2 model, and it was stitched on a 36 count cream linen. All of the fibers are DMC, and you can see that the over 2 is finished just as a long piece. You could finish it. I'll show you another option, but it turned out beautifully. What I love about this is it comes with a little piece on the back, and that you just glue to the back of the wood. So this actually can sit on a table, and I think that makes a wonderful display piece. So this is the same design, worked over 1. And again, I just used the polka dot fabric. I covered 2 pieces of comic board, so I did 1 for the backing and 1, of course, for the front of the piece. Mounted the stitch design on comic board, put rickrack behind it, and added a little bow and charm. And then I also added a little twisted cord hanger to that. So this I could see hanging, like on a cupboard door, hanging in one of your display areas. And the over 1 was stitched on a 25 count Lugana cream. I think that is, I know I have to show you what the booklet's going to look like. So this is probably a little confusing. This is what I called a trifold booklet. So when you get the booklet, you can see, this is just a mock-up, of course. You will see that it is long, and we needed that because this is a long and narrow chart, and we needed enough room to make the chart legible. So this is what the autumn harvest design is going to look like. So I have 2 other quick things to show you, and what else do I have to tell you about? Let me do this quickly. All right. So these are the wooden pieces that I am now carrying that are unfinished, of course, and easily spray painted. And they're just great. You could use these for not only the Bobble designs, but any of the round ornament designs that I showed you, or any of the other rounds that I carry. So my next video will be regular programming. As usual, I will have a theme of the day, and I will have quotations and my shop of the week, and I will show you designs that might inspire you, hopefully. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to contact me, the best way is my email. It's judy@jbwdesigns.com. My Instagram is judy.whitman. I have a Friends of JBW Designs Facebook page, and that's just what it is. You have to go in and sign and be admitted, and I will put my address below. So now, what do I want to tell you? If you see something that you really love that I've shown today, I want to encourage you to contact a shop owner and place an order with them before the market, because what they like to do is find out how much interest there is in that design, how many people they think might order it, and then they place an order with me. It actually works out great. So if you don't have a shop owner in the town where you live, try to find a shop owner in your area or region, because almost every part of the country does have cross-stitch shops who are willing to do mail order and who do it all the time and are so grateful for your business. So please support our independent needlework shops and our online stores. And I will see you hopefully in just a couple weeks with more news. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.